Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Dharma Sunday. I'm going to be your Zoom host, and my name's Laura, and we are really happy to welcome Lama Gursam this morning, who will be teaching on uncovering the meaning of the Refuge prayer. Um, Lama Gursam went to a monastery at a very young age, and he received teachings as a monastic, and then studied and practiced um, and studied at the Tibetan University in Sarnath, Varanasi, India, to get a bachelor's and master's degrees in Buddhist philosophy, history, and languages. Upon graduation, he received a special award for scholastic achievement from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And then after university, Lama Gursam was requested to assist His Holiness the Chetsang Rinpoche. And so Lama volunteered for 5 years as an assistant and a teacher and helped with other duties. Lama Gursam then completed the traditional 3-year retreat. And since then, every year he goes to retreat in various mountains, including some of Milarepa's caves, and returns for 6 months each year to provide teachings in the West. He also leads pilgrimages to holy places in India and Nepal. Lama teaches in English and always tries to focus on the practical application of the Dharma in everyday life.
Welcome, everyone. Uh, and as well as I would like to first thanks for everyone and appreciate your time and energy. And especially would like to thank you for the organizers, uh, Laura and everyone with the always in a wonderful, hardworking, wonderful co-organizers, everyone. So I really always appreciate it. So therefore, I have not much to say. First, we'd like to maybe you're starting our meditation first. Maybe first uh, sitting 30 minutes together. So after that, they will have a, I think so, short break, right? So then after that, uh, uh, talk about the refuge, today's topic about the refuge. So let's start that. Well, I have not much to say about the meditation. All of you are meditators. So just to remind ourselves, sitting comfortable, wherever you are, or in the cushions, or sitting on chairs, or wherever you are. So always comfortable sitting is very important. Um, so then the first thing is the uh, body postures, always important. Body, there's many different forms of the body postures, but the most important essence is the body has to be always relaxed. You know, that is the most essential. Or, or. Then second point is the speech, which is we always do whenever we meditate or silence. Or speech disciplines, the body disciplines, and the speech discipline. Then after that, working with the mind, the essence is the working always with the mind. So in order to rest, in order to meditation, there's many forms of meditations. Of course, we all know that. So mind, is not necessary to be rested, relaxing itself, wherever, whatever it is. Oh. So in order to meditation, the resting mind as a beginners or the advanced, always working with the breathing, natural breathing in, be aware about it. The breathing, I am breathing, exhale, then breathing, inhale, be aware about the breathing, inhale, or our awareness, concentration, focus with all, just with the breathing. Breathing is very powerful. Breathing is essence, the essence, and the 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 subtle meditation is about the breathing actually. So therefore, always focus with the breathing, with not so tight, not so loose. Very gentle breathe in, breathe out. Always focus there. Oh. Even though during the meditation times, thought will always rises, no matter what. That is the reality, nature of the mind. So therefore, not worry about the thoughts, past, future, present, positive thoughts, challenge thoughts, good, bad, and so on. No worry about. Try to not focus there. Always go back to the breathing. Just relax. Okay. Thanks for everyone meditations about breathing. Let me say a few words about the breathings, then I will take a short break. Then after that, we'll go into discussion about the refuge. So I would like to say a few words about the breathing meditation because reason is myself is also hardworking for the breathing practices. Breathing practices seems like a very sounds like easy. It's not that easy actually. Every meditation we do, whether we're sitting, whether we are walking, whether we are eating, whether we are sleeping, or whatever, it's supposed to do with always with the breathing. If we really understand the breathing, it has many levels there actually. Many, how say, subtle, kind of grosser level, and then practice again and again. Then going back to the breathing is very subtle and very subtle there actually. So that is text to the practices. We all know that. You know, the reason is that every energy, whatever moving in the mind and the bodies and the heart, whatever feelings in the body, everything is related with the breathing, actually, the energy of breathing. At the same times, every energy, it rises all the thoughts, you know, all the thoughts going on, so many thoughts going on. It is also the energy of the breathing. If we know how to really practice well every day in a life with the breathing, I think we can everything we can control that energy, including like this strong energy sometimes like we call sometimes we call the anger rises immediately. Immediately practice just breathing if we know how to do at the moment. There is no such things necessary to have antidote for that particular emotions. No, just breathing itself immediately recognize that actually the emotion how rising. We can control within. It explores out. It's within itself can control it. Likewise, the same other emotions like love, compassion, and things like that too. It's everything's really subtle level or grosser level, always connected with breathings actually. You know, so therefore, it is. Uh, do not think it's like very simple or easy. No, it has a lot of things to learn through breathing. It is also very good for the health, in which we call the body, and so on. It's very good for that too. And it's also very, one way, it's very simple. We don't have to find something, anything else. It's within us, you know. It's all energy is within us. Oh, so so therefore it is very, I myself found it very uh, interesting and continue studying myself too, practicing. So that's why I thought maybe few words, many of you already practicing. So there's many methods, many techniques there, as we all know, meditation, you know. But the best methods is, it, you know, the breathing itself. Oh. So it's also easy to be uh, recognize those all the feelings, positive feelings, uncomfortable feelings, recognize it through breathing and then relaxing again. So the practice done has to be done with, whether we are sitting meditation, whether we're going for walking meditations, or whether we are before the sleepings, or either way when we are eating, or, or whatever, whether we are waking up in the mornings, immediately practice the breathing, few seconds. I think it's a very, very powerful. I'm not saying rest of meditation is not necessary. No, we all have to try different ways. But I'm here focusing, emphasizing how the powerful and how is necessary in order to easy to connect with ourselves, easy to aware about it. Or so which we call sometimes practice of mindfulness, awareness. Everything is actually the breathing, how it's. If we recognize in breathing, aware about the breathings, I think everything can be, easy to control it, easy to transform it, and so on. So therefore, uh, I just, of course, we all needed practice and very simple way. There's many complicated practices out there. It's wonderful sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. Very simple and powerful. And so therefore I will say the breathing itself. Oh, so therefore, so let's take break here. Okay, everybody ready, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, lama jano lama. Tension zave lama jano bade lama kujo wanzo tabo ga jen jen so jen do ve de bon dam be lam do to jen ab da je ve je so ka jen da da temba da me dor jen chong ngom bon ju ngom ba. Ngora jen dor jen chang jen bon jen jen no so wan de zo to je se je sen je la je ngo do na nye da da zo je de nye ne dum de wo zo je. Nang ba de nyen be sim je tam je lo shu son do wo sin je lo do so chu lon don do wo sin je lo do so lam tu pa se wo sin je lo do so tu na yi shi zon cha wo sin je lo do so wa sa sa ja chen bon cho ge ngu do to wo sin je lo do so je wa kun do yang da lam ma dan zhe mi chu je bo lo long ju je sa da lam je yuen de rab zo ne do jian xiang ge gong ban niu dou xiu san jiu sim ne ren bo jie ma jie bo nam ji jiu ji ji bo nian ba me ba xi gong ne gong do me wo xiu. Okay, so now welcome back. So our topic is about the refuge, which you have the prayer. Maybe, of course, many of you already remember the uh, which is here, Sanje Chudang Soji Chonamla, Janju Pardo Dani Jasunchi, Dagi Jinso Jibe Sonamchi, Rola Penji, Sanjin Rubra Shaw. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Uh, if I'm not wrong, this prayer may be written by great master Atisha. If I'm wrong, so let me know. Anybody who knows that. We say these prayers, and sometimes we don't know the writers. Myself, even though, okay, I believe so. As one of the Indian master wrote. So originally it's wrote in a Sanskrit language and then translate back to the Tibetans. Now in English as well. So this prayer is actually the talking about the uh, two important subjects. First is talking about the taking refuge, Buddha Dharma Sangha. Second, the first two Tibetan line. Then the third and the fourth line is talking about the intention of meditation or intention, the motivation, or so these two subjects is talking about it. So it's very the short form of the prayer, but it has very concise, very powerful all the in this prayer actually. You know. So let me speak about first in the Buddha, taking refuge in the Buddha. So uh, as generally speaking, as a common Buddhism, doesn't matter for uh, Tibetan Buddhism or Theravadan Buddhism or Mahayana Buddhism or Vajrayana Buddhism, everybody agree with this. The uh, Buddha refuge taking Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, which is common refuge prayer. Everyone does. Doesn't matter for the different languages, but everybody does the same thing. So here, talking about the first Buddha, the Buddha, actually the word of the Buddha is the Sanskrit language. The Buddha, actually it means awakened, you know, completely awakened. That's called the Buddha, the Sanskrit word. So then we all know, according to the Buddhism, Buddha wasn't Buddha. Buddha was as the same as a human being like us. As a historically Buddha Shakyamuni was as a princess. So that's all we know. So how come Buddha as an ordinary person, as a human being, and they become a Buddha? The beginning Buddha's name was Siddhartha, as we all know, right? Then they later on, after, called the Buddha. So how Siddhartha become a Buddha? That is very important, uh, you know. So, so the simply what that means, Buddha means uh, completely awakened. Awakened from what? Awakened from the all the afflictive emotions, including ignorance, aversions, attachments, and so on. So that is called actually the definition of that as Buddhism point of view. The Buddha means completely awakened, you know. Oh, that means Buddha is no longer experiences of free from all the sufferings. Suffering, not just free from suffering, the free from all the causes of the condition of the sufferings. Free. So that's why called the Buddha. So, so then important part is Buddha did not manifest naturally as Buddha without working, without the hard work, without the perseverance, without the wisdoms. So beginning Buddha, the most important part is how become a Buddha, the wisdom, the study wisdom, but the study very, very well, all the different things. No. Oh. Then contemplation wisdoms, the second wisdom. The first wisdom is study wisdom, or the second wisdom is contemplation wisdoms. Third wisdom is the meditation wisdom, the practice. The meditation simply means practice. No? So they become a Buddha completely awakened because of through the wisdom, three wisdom, study wisdom, the contemplation is the thinking, analyzing the contemplation means, right? Or the reasonings, it is very important as we all know, according to the Buddhism. Always have to reason there, answer. Everything should be there, have some question and answers there. So therefore, contemplation, wisdom. Then wisdom, meditation wisdom, not just enough study, not just enough education, educated, not enough for the thinking, So apply into the practices, right? Every day. So then become a Buddha actualizing through these three wisdom. That can become a Buddha, which is we are talking about the outer Buddha right now. Okay? Outer Buddha is Buddha Shakyamuni, historically Buddha Shakyamuni, historically Mother Tara, and so on. So Buddhism, as you know, all believes in through study, through contemplation, through meditation, and then become a Buddha, including Buddha Shakyamuni, including Mother Taras, and so on. So that is the very important uh, in Buddha Dharma. Oh, that is the Buddha. Simply Buddha means uh, teacher, who teaches. Oh, so that's called the Buddha, right? So then the Dharma. Again, Dharma is again a huge topic. What is Dharma? The simple Dharma is teachings of the Buddha. Buddha become after meditation, the historically in Bodh Gaya, and meditate, the practices, and then Buddha realizing under the Bodhi tree. So then become Buddha is, Siddhartha is to become a Buddha, right? That's why the start is Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. No, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. I take refuge, Buddha. So after realizing Buddha himself as a Buddha, so then historically, Buddha did not taught many days, weeks. So after that, that Buddha have teaching taught in which is called Varanasi Sarnath. Buddha taught beginning as his students, five main students, and then for noble truths, right? Dharma is what? The fundamental Dharma is the Four Noble Truths or the teachings of the Buddha, which is the Dharma, which taught Buddha realizing Buddha taught about. Oh, so therefore, it is after that, Buddham, first Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, I take refuge, Buddha. Then after Buddha taught the teachings of the Dharma, including the Four Noble Truths and so on, or then Heart Sutras and so on, and then generally Buddha's teachings or the Vajrayana teachings and so on, those we call it the Dharma, right? Teachings of the Buddha. So then it started Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami. I take refuge, Dharma. So then after that, Buddha taught to students. So students become a realize totally through study, the contemplation and the meditation, and students are realized about the Dharma, awakened, reach into the different bhumis, different stages, like that we call what? Bodhisattvas, right? That is the Sangha. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. That is happens the third I take refuge Sangha. No. The actual the, the actual Sangha was the Bodhisattvas. Okay. And generally speaking, Sangha is all the follower of the Buddha and the practice of the Buddha's studying about the Buddha's teachings and so on. It's called the Sangha or communities. That is also called Sangha. The actual Sangha is the who study Buddha Dharma and actualizing, the realize it, that's called the Sanghas, the Bodhisattvas. So therefore, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, I take refuge Buddha, I take refuge Dharma, I take refuge Sangha, which is called the outer Buddha Dharma Sangha. That is very important, which is we all Buddhism practitioner we do, wherever, morning and evening, or we go to the temples to see, or practice time, take refuge Buddha Dharma Sanghas, very, very important. So, that is the outer Buddha Dharma Sangha. Now it's important to know what is the inner Buddha Dharma Sangha. In order to realize to inner Buddha Dharma Sanghas, so therefore, according to the Buddha Dharma's teaching, we take refuge outer Buddha Dharma Sangha. First outer Buddha Dharma Sangha is historically Buddha Shakyamuni, his teachings, the Dharma, his follower, the real Bodhisattvas, practitioner, we follow there. So that's what we call the outer refuge, taking outer refuge, Buddha Dharma Sangha. Now inner Buddha Dharma Sangha. Now it's become a not Buddha Dharma Sangha is only outside. No. The Buddha Dharma Sangha is inside, within us. What is inside Buddha Dharma Sangha? Inside Buddha Dharma Sangha is ourself individually is inside Buddha Dharma Sangha. Our body, the physical body represents of the Sangha, the community, the practitioner. Our the speech which we are speaking, the energy of the speech, very subtle energy, is the Dharma. Our heart, individually heart, or all living beings' heart or mind, is the Buddha. There's no such things, existence, only outside. The outside taking refuge is the purpose of to realizing ourselves. Buddha Dharma Sangha is not outside. Buddha Dharma Sangha is within us. No? So therefore, what we call the Buddhism, every living being can be enlightened as a Buddha Dharma's point of view. Every living being has the quality of the Buddha. The potential of the Buddha is within us. In order to realizing within our own quality, it is necessary to have outer Buddha Dharma Sangha to realize it. Likewise, I always call that when we do not see clear our own body, self, very difficult to see. What we needed, rely on. We need to rely on the mirror. Mirror needed very clear, right? If the mirror is dust, then we cannot see it very clear. If the mirror is very pure and clean, so we look at that, we can see our own body, or we can hear the sounds, speech. We can see our heart as well, heart and mind as well. So therefore, it is like a mirror. Buddha Dharma, outer Buddha Dharma is like a mirror, like a outer Buddha Dharma is Buddha, the statues of the Buddha is the represents of the Buddha, like we do, right? All the pictures. And the teachings of the texts is the represents of the dharmas, right? The sanghas, the practitioners. That's all the interconnected, very much, very important. So therefore, outer Buddha is to realizing inner Buddha. So therefore, we all have a great potential. Everybody has a Buddha's nature there, So in order to be Buddha, what is relying on the become a Buddha? The relying on the Buddha is the teachings. So therefore, Dharma is very, very precious. Dharma is the most precious. The Dharma means the teachings of the Buddha, right? The texts of the Buddha, the represents of that. So therefore, the teaching is the essential represents of the Buddha. Buddha himself said, true. Do not rely on the person, rely on the teachings. Right? Do not rely on the word, rely on the meanings. It's a wonderful meaning there. Lots of to think at least, what that really means. Do not rely on the person, rely on the teaching. You know. Sometimes do not rely on the persons, rely on compassions, the persons of the compassion, the person of the kindness and love and so on. Can separate all these things. So therefore, so so therefore, uh, in order to become a Buddha, awakened, it's relying on the Dharma. So therefore, uh, uh, according to the Buddha Dharma's teaching, it's the teachings of the Buddha. It's so important. That's why call according to Buddhism. That the teaching is alive, and the Buddha Dharma is always alive. If the teachings is not there, including teachings and the practitioners and the back to realizer beings, so then the uh, not so much important outer uh, materialism of the Buddha Dharma, like temples, statues, stupas, the tags, so on. So those are subtle level work, but the essence, that is really important. The Dharma practitioner should, of course, you all know. I'm just reminding ourselves, the teachings. Oh, very, very important. So therefore, outer Buddha Dharma Sangha, or the inner Buddha Dharma Sangha, which is we call sometimes what? Body, speech, mind, right? Heart. The body, you know, oh, oh, our body is, oh, so mostly in Buddhism, we talk same Buddha Dharma, outer Buddha Dharma Sangha most of the time. Oh, you cannot hear sometimes inner Buddha Dharma Sangha so much. The inner Buddha Dharma Sangha talks by the basis of Mahayana Buddhism. Mahayana Buddhism and the Vajrayana Buddhism talks inner Buddha Dharma Sanghas. It's very important. Inner Buddha Dhamma Sangha is our body is very precious. That's why they're talking about the precious body, precious life. Our body is the subtle energy. We're talking about the subtle energy. It is already, the energy is there. The potential of the Buddha is there, already. Oh, so therefore, so therefore it is important to know inner Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. Oh, so therefore, many of you already know in a Vajrayana point of view or Mahayana point of view, when we meditate, certain meditation there, we meditate ourselves as a Buddha, like a Tara, like a Buddha compassion. Of course, many of you practice that. It is a training, realizing ourselves as a meditating, as a Buddha compassion. Yes, it is actually, as a Tara. So that's what we do, meditation. So therefore, it is, uh, uh, so actually everything is become a Buddha is relying on the Dharma very much. So therefore, inner Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. Oh, now just as knowledge giving you one more according to the Mahayana point of view, according to the Vajrayana point of view. Oh, now the Buddha Dharma Sangha is going to the subtle and subtle and subtle there. First, grossal. Outer Buddha Dharma Sangha is grossal level of the Buddha Dharma Sangha. Inner Buddha Dharma Sangha is a subtle one. Okay, subtle. Now more subtle. The word we use sometimes. More subtle. You know, the more subtle Buddha Dharma Sangha is what? It's nothing outside. It is within us. Our channel, you know, nature, the essence we are talking about here, the essence of the body, the subtle of the body is the channel, the energy. You know, this is the grossal body, right? When you see our mind body, this is the grossal one. The subtle is which is it's working inside something, working on it, right? I can feel it, I can move it, you know, I can experience it, these things. The very subtle energy there, the channel ones. That's called the energy of the subtle of the body energy, which is called the subtle, sometimes called the sacred. Did I using the word right? Sacred, right? So this sacred Buddha, no, Sangha is the body, the energy, the channel. Ross talks about that. Then the Dharma, right? Which one is the subtle, the very subtle one? Dharma is the, as I mentioned, the breathing. The breathing which we always breathe. That is the grossal one. Grossal breath. There is more to learn when you breathe again and again. Deep practice there. There's very subtle energies there. You know, that is the real original speech come from the Dharma. So then, that's got a sacred Dharma, right? Sacred Dharma. Then third one, can you follow me, right? Okay, I hope so. Yeah, follow me. Sometimes it's difficult, my language and so these different things. Then third one is the now Buddha, right? We already speak with the sacred body, the channel is the Sangha, right? The speech, the breathing, energy subtle is the Dharma. Third is the Buddha, right? Buddha is what? The subtle Buddha is our energy. The energy of the white red, whatever we call it. The very, very originally producing all the nature of all the human beings, all the living beings, all the, what do we call it, all the thoughts, right? All the emotions, every emotion, doesn't matter. You know, compassion is emotion, love is emotions, right? Suffering is emotions, happiness is emotions, pleasant, unpleasant is emotion. It's all the thoughts, subtle thoughts, the topic, right? That's called secret Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So therefore, it is nothing outside. Everything is inside. That's what they call the Buddhism, actually. Buddhism means, actually. The word of the Buddhism, as far as I don't know the English word, what the sounds to you, but the Tibetan word is called the Nangpa, 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 Nangpa in the Tibetan word called Nangpa means ins. Everything goes subtle, but more inner. So that's called the secret Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Outer Buddha Dhamma Sangha, inner Buddha Dhamma Sangha, the body, speech, mind, right? Then the secret Buddha Dhamma Sanghas, our energy, uh, the channels, the energy of the breathing is very subtle there. Or, or the energy of the nature of our human beings, which we call sometimes bindu, sometimes Tibetan call the thickness, or the energies, or so that is the actually, or all the Buddha Dharma Sangha is not outside, in the Buddha Dharma Sangha. So therefore, oh, so therefore, according to Buddhism, the practice goes by there. First, outer Buddha Dharma Sangha practice, when we practice Buddha Dharma Sangha, we say, try take refuge Buddha. That means, visualizing Buddha Shakyamuni or enlightenment Tara, the physical form, it's outside there. Then I take refuge Dharma, means teachings of the Buddha, teachings of the Taras. I take refuge Sangha, means the form of the, or Tara form of the Buddhas, or all Bodhisattvas. So then we say more insight, practice to understand the inner Buddha Dharma Sangha. There's nothing exists outside. There's no such things exist Buddha outside. There's no such things exist Tara outside. Yourself is actually Tara. Oh, so therefore practice. So therefore practice insight to meditation. So then more practice deeper and a breathing practice and so forth. Oh, so then realizing, oh, there's no such things inseparable of the Buddha is somewhere, Dharma is somewhere, Sangha is somewhere. No, it's all interconnected. Likewise, inner body is there, everything. Journal, winds, everything is there. There's no such things or exist separable. Everything is interconnected. So therefore, as we realize the outer Buddha and then realizing inner Buddha realizing and then sacred Buddha realizing. So therefore, now, so therefore, according to Buddhism, there's no such things, existence of external. Uh, so everything things, rely on insight. Oh. So therefore, now Buddha, we think sometimes there is such a thing, outer protectors, right? Refuge. Now here comes the refuge. Yes, there is outer refuge there. There is no doubt. Sometimes, of course, we needed outer refuge. There is no doubt. I myself always needed outer refuge. The truth is, I'm not realizing inside inner Buddha, secret Buddha at all. Even though not realizing outer Buddha is true. It is very important outer Buddha. We all know that, right? I can speak my own limit experience in my life. When I lost in my life some things, nothing, I needed somebody. So sometimes I found it. Soon as if I remember my mindfulness enough, I can say my prayer Tara. Even though she is coming or not, I don't know. The truth is. But I can feel there somebody protecting me. If I pray enough deep in my faith and devotion to the Buddha, or I can study well, contemplate, meditate. I can feel their protectors, outer protectors, so important. We all know that, right? So then going back after the outer protector, realize there's no such things, outer existence, inner protectors. So therefore, Buddhism sometimes, Buddha said very clear, Dani dagi nguyen di jini sushi ngundu chu, leda ngenpa chewa la dani dagi pangpo yins. Buddha says, you yourself is the real protector. Yes, beginning we needed outer protector, as I said. Very important, no doubt. Then become a really well practiced again, study, the contemplation, the meditation. Then we realize that there are inner protectors there. Inner protector is what? Our own, this precious heart, precious mind is the real protector. That's what it says. Danyi Dagin Queen, you yourself is the protector. Yini Sushin Gundu, Ledan Yamba Chabala, Danyi Dagi Bamboyins. Buddha said, you yourself is the real witness. Nobody can witness. How much dare you know somebody? No, we know. No. That's what Buddha said. You yourself is the real witness. As I already said, I know how much important outer Buddha, to protect the right. So therefore, oh, uh, uh, that is the Buddha's important messages. You yourself is the real protector. That does not mean there's no needed outer protectors and so on, inner protectors. It's all unnecessarily, It does not mean, no longer I needed any more teachers. Or any longer I needed nothing. It's all about talking about going back to the really subtle and subtle and subtle, deeper level and a deeper level. Yeah. Awesome. So that is the Ah, about the Buddha, you know. Oh, there's Buddha, no such things external. But there is more internal there within ourselves. Oh. Now, what is the real Buddha? In my case, what is right now at this moment is the real Buddha. The real Buddha in this moment, I can speak as early I mentioned that during the meditation time, our awareness, our mindfulness is the real Buddha. There's no such thing as Buddha somewhere else. As long as we individually realizing our own mindful awareness every step, every moment, you know, every day, every morning, breakfast time, lunch time, the working time, or non-working time, or come back home, you know, at the time, or the sleeping time, the awareness, the mindfulness, if it's there. That is, I call our, at this moment, real Buddha is there. That ordinary mindfulness, the grosser level of mindfulness, the practice of mindfulness, the awareness, that is goes by the subtle, then the subtle, then the subtle, very subtle, subtle, subtle. So then the essence of the Buddha's teaching is what? Interdependence, right? Dependent origination. We see things very depending everything, each other's. No, nothing we can find not relying on each other. No, everything is depending each, relying on each other. No doubt. Speaking at this moment, this precious body, this precious mind and heart, this speech, speaking, it's very much relying on this precious body. There is no doubt. This all the thinkings, all the emotions, positive or negative, everything's relying on this body. There's no doubt. Then it is relying on others too. So that's called interdependence, in Sanskrit called the pratitya samutpada. Everything is interdependent, you know. Just name it, everything. So we have here today, all together, it's very interdependent, So therefore, more uh, uh, teachings of the Buddha is the essence one. Teachings of the Buddha is very profound, really. That does not mean we cannot learn. Profound means it has a lot of things to learn. It's very lots of messages, wonderful messages. I can speak my own limitation of the Buddha Dharma, study and practices, very, very much. But so therefore, uh, uh, talking about Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. So now, where is the Buddha? Where is the Dharma? Where is the Sangha? As I said, putting into one is every day beware our mindfulness. awareness, you know. Oh, I think it's soon as recognizing and aware about our breathings, its awareness is there. Uh, you know, it's a strong connection, you know. That's what I see. I don't know how many of you, pretty sure you have different realizations, you know. You know, when I walk, immediately I remember I have beware about my breathing, walking, so that my walking is much more powerful and more awareness. More aware things surrounded where I am going. You know, if I'm going front, I can see things clear. If I'm walking in the front, I can see sometimes right and the left and the back, something, any noise and something else. Very aware about it. If my breathing is not there, awareness not there, I don't know what's going on. I'm just walk there. I have no idea. I even don't no idea how I reached it there. So what I'm trying to say is the essence practice is the awareness, mindfulness, whatever we call it, the different word there, different words in the different traditions, you know. Oh, it is which is wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that, different levels. So therefore, talking about the uh, first two lines about the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then now there's no time for the second two lines. Second two line is talking about all the six paramitas, and just say a few words. The six paramita is the essence of the and everyday practices. You know, the practice of generosities, practice of moral ethics, practice of patience, practice of perseverance, then the practice of concentration, the meditation, the practice of wisdoms. The wisdom is the practice of mindfulness, is the wisdom. Okay? When the wisdom practice there, is not wisdom is separable from there. No, the practice of mindfulness, awareness, the practice of everything's there. Practice of patience is there, practice of perseverance there, the concentration is there, the ethics is there. It's not separate actually. So that is the essence of so practices in the Buddha Dharma. So that's what I mentioned in the prayer, you know. The so that's I think I have to stop here talking. So let me stop here tonight, and I'll take your comments, your thoughts, your if you have any questions. I don't know. I have an answer or not. It's not necessary always have to answer. I can say, oh, I don't know. We have to study something else. So, uh, okay, let me uh, stop here. And anybody else starting? Maybe Laura can help us, please.
Yeah, feel free to raise your virtual hand. I see Vicky's hand up, and you all can unmute yourselves.
Well, I'm often the one who jumps in first, I guess, but I want to thank you so much, Lama Gursam. This has been so helpful. So, well, it feels enlightening. I don't think I'm enlightened yet, but it has deepened my understanding of what has always struck me as a very simple prayer that I also felt like I didn't truly understand it. And I, I just feel and I feel lighter because of what you have shared with us today. And I deeply thank you. Very great gratitude. And I'm so glad I was able to be here. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. I want to put a link in the chat while I wait for the next person to raise their hand, and just ask that you keep NDF in mind as you make your end of year donations, or if you want to offer Dana or become a member, um, or even include NDF in your estate planning, you can click on the link in the chat. And thank you so much for Lama Gursam for offering your teaching. Anyone else, if you have a question or comment or a point of discussion, you can raise your virtual hand. I see Pepe, you can unmute.
Hi, Lama Gursam. Thank you so much for the teaching today. Really appreciate it. First comment and then question. So the comment is, it was very satisfying to get a teaching that kind of encourages me to go back to focusing on the breathing. I think there's so many practices, they're so complex. And then just having the opportunity to do something that's a little bit more back to the root of my original practice was very beautiful. I wanted maybe to, I know you talk a lot about it, but maybe hear a little bit more about the subtle breathing and maybe what to look for, how's that difference from gross breathing as far as the meditative experience?
Well, let me try. Of course, generally, we always, every moment we breathing, there is no doubt, right? We breathe always. Without the breathing, we cannot be alive. That's very clear. But in order to practice time, as a practice point of view, breathing, it depends on the really practitioners. As a teaching says, breathing as a Tibetan Buddhism, okay? Breathing from the nostril, always breathe inhale from the nostril, inhale right and left. Breathing exhale from the nostril again. Maybe beginning, maybe you could do the 10 times, then practice again. So then you feel more comfortable after that certain time. Then you recognizing easy your natural breathing. Natural breathing means we always breathe, without the effort. Natural breathing simply means effortless breathing. Right now, I'm effortless breathing. But if I enough my awareness, practice enough, I can still experience that. I can maintain my awareness and my mindfulness with my breathings, So then that goes to the subtle and the subtle. Then you can really feel, it's comfortable. The beginning may be not comfortable. That happens. It depends on the individual, you know. Or beginning maybe when you breathe in and out, maybe very short, not too long. Short means when you breathe out, it's very short. When you breathe in, it's very short. When you train more, so then breathing exhale, it's very long, possible. Long exhale. Then breathe in, also very, very gentle. So there is a many experiences is there actually when you breathe. The beginning you breathe, what happens is nostrils are not so comfortable. That happens. That's okay. Don't worry about that part. Just have to breathe, continue. Not comfortable. Maybe stuck here, or maybe making more noise as possible. Or once you practice very well, then very less noise there actually. Yes, you can beginning you can hear yourself, and then subtle goes there. You cannot really hear your own because it goes to the very gentle there. As long as breathing there, practice that way, So kind of first just focus with the breathing. That's all. No have to worry about what is my awareness is there or my mind is there, mindfulness is there or not. This is all comes from here. Actually, it's not come from here. Okay, that's two different things there. The practice part, we all know. Okay, that's come from here. That's not actually the practice part. The practice part is continue breathe in and out. So then you recognize yourself. Oh, I'm with my awareness. I'm with my awareness. Or I'm not with my awareness. So then go back again, practice, Maybe with sitting, I would suggest sometimes with the sitting, sometimes a little bit of walking. Of course, you all like to go walking outside, wonderful places, like practice that way, Or sometimes maybe with our wonderful, delicious lunch, food, dinner, whatever, started breakfast, Most of the time we forgot those things, Also then practice that, right? So then it's interesting, I would say. I cannot really describe very, very well in English. My language is very limited, but it is interesting, very interesting subject. Of course, you all reading the books of the Thich Nhat Hanh's. I read one book, Thich Nhat Hanh, which is we last time our pilgrimage time together. I read very carefully. What I mean is carefully means read very slow. Slow down one pages, and then I think, then I meditate, and I try to practice it. That helps me a lot, actually. It inspired me and improved my own practice, meditation, the breathing practice. And I used to a little bit back, not much, So it helps me a lot. So which is the text is called
Anger.
About the anger, It talks about the mostly so many things, but mostly how to be dealing with the anger stuff, So it's the words are very simple, Very simple. It's not like a very complicated philosophy and logic things and sudden things. There's nothing there actually. It's very simple. But I read it, I love to read again one more time, to read slowly, slow down, I will, of course, you all know that book. I will suggest that book. It's a couple of things that talks about the very Of course, all the subjects, they are wonderful, but a couple talks are there. It really touched me, my practice, It says, oh, I thought used to this way, used to this way, practice this way and that way. So please, uh, if you have time, and please look at that, read about, then other books is possible too, other masters.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now next. Well, if you don't have, so let me say a few words, my own, some study or practices, just to remind ourselves is very important. I'm not giving suggestion at all. No, I don't give suggestion at all. I just reminding ourselves, that's all. Then we can do practice individually. Um, the practice point of view is everything goes together. You cannot separate. The practice point of view, study at the same times, study sometimes contemplation, sometimes meditations together. You cannot separate that. Or as an academic point of view, as the study point itself, then just study. That is we do, we have done that. Of course, you all done that. We all done that, Or we all done in the university level or college level, whatever. That is the study level, Oh, once we finish, so now we have to do as a really put together, same time study, like for example, as I mentioned earlier, the book of the Thich Nhat Hanh. The study book, what I just sharing with you is, when I read the book, after the few pages, then what I did is, whatever I feel like a certain sentence is really, it touches me, the, the teaching. So I keep my red pen or the yellow pens to put there. So then after that, I close the book. Then I to relax and to think what that really means. Then there are a couple of things mentioned, the practice breathing. So then I try to sit, meditate, a little bit walking, if I have opportunity, walking time, just think and meditate, breathings. So that helps me a lot, really. So we are not, what I mean is we're not in a college right this moment, we're not in a university. We're in our real life, practicing the real life. So we needed to practice together. We cannot separate, you know. So so therefore, very important for as a practice point of view, study, all the contemplation, the meditation, the practices goes together. There's no separate, can't separate, you know. Or as an academic point of view, like I have a group of the study group, like a book study. So then we study book, read book, and then we have to think about what the masters, other writers talking about, what that really means. We try to analyze it, as possible. So that is the way of, So that is very important, really, as you all, of course, you all do. As, sometimes we are only meditation, never done study well, then it's a little bit of challenge. What that happens is when we are just meditation, never done analyzing, never practice, never done study well, so then the doubt comes in the thought and the mind. So then we don't know what to do with that, right? If we have a good study, well done study, so then doubt comes in the mind, whatever thoughts, the caution comes, it dissolves itself because of the support of the wisdom of study, the wisdom of contemplation. It helps to the wisdom of the meditation. The meditation wisdom helps to the supports into the contemplation wisdom and study wisdom. So they cannot be separate, you know. So also that's all I can sharing with you, as I myself also try to do as possible. Also, the most important part is the Buddha Dharma is not like a only kind of culture, right? It's very important to be bringing into the reality life. That's very important. You know, that's really, really important. How it works, like we're talking about the refuge today, right? What is really means the refuge in the reality life? How it works in the refuge, how important in the reality everyday life. It's not like some Buddha said or the master said in the past, and then we just follow there without analyzing, without the cautioning. So that doesn't matter so much, right? We all know the refuge is how important, right? So how do we, now it's important part is how to bring into the everyday life the practice of refuge, right? That which I try to put in my way. Everything in today's refuge is the awareness, the mindfulness. That is our real refuge. Whether we have a statue, whether we have a text, whether we have whatever is there, it's wonderful. If not, that's fine. That's fine, you know. But the awareness is there, has to be. The mindfulness is there. So that will protect us, you know, taking refuge, the protections, right? So that is for me is very always I'm going on right now in the different teachings in here too. So I always think about that. And this master, wonderful teachings. Then my second thought is for me is how should I practice now? You know, how should I bring into my life every day? You know, it is how it works. You know, all these the practices and all the teachings, all this energy of the empowerment and so on. You know, so that's why I think so that not just individual. That I really think is in order to preservation of the teachings, Buddha Dharma, or last for long, many generation after generation. So I really believe that way the teaching will last to benefit. If not, then become a just culture, you know, doesn't really matter so much, you know. Then culture changes, right? Each generation comes, it should change. You know, the essence has to be, uh, you know, benefit for the everyday life is so important in Dharma, whatever we do, you know. Okay, so I'm talking too many things. I'd like to first again, everyone here. So really, really appreciate and thank for your support as well. And thank you for all the organizers, Laura's, and so on, the Wonderwell Sanghas and the friends. And I also would like to thank you, my partner here, Katie. She was communicating, writing back and forth, make sure I'm in on right time. And eight, whatever in my time was 8 o'clock, it was 8 p.m. Now it's almost 11 p.m. So, uh, so I really appreciate her too. So thank for her too.
Thank you.
So thanks again, and then hopefully again see you next sometimes. Even I'm